Russell's viper bite. Kerala, India, 2020. On September 18, 2020, in Pathanamthitta district, Kerala, 54-year-old farmer Sabu was working alone in his rubber plantation around 7:30 a.m. The area was dense with undergrowth after several days of monsoon rain. As he was clearing leaves near a tapping panel, he stepped backward without noticing a Russell's viper hidden beneath the foliage. The snake struck his right ankle with a single, deep bite. He attempted to walk toward the road, but within minutes he developed intense burning pain, rapid swelling, and dizziness. A neighbor found him collapsed near the boundary of the field and immediately called for assistance. By the time a vehicle reached him and transported him to a nearby primary health center, he had begun vomiting blood, showing early signs of internal bleeding. Doctors administered antivenom, but the venom had already triggered acute kidney failure and severe clotting disorders. Despite intervention, he suffered multi-organ failure over the next 24 hours. He was pronounced dead the following morning. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe for more real-life incident breakdowns. Inland taipan bite. Queensland, Australia, 2017. On October 11, 2017, 24-year-old reptile handler Jared was working at a private reptile facility near Cairns. Around 3 p.m., during routine enclosure cleaning, he attempted to relocate an inland taipan using a hook. The snake slid unexpectedly and bit him on the wrist through a small gap in his glove. Within 5 minutes, he experienced intense headache, nausea, and rapid paralysis of the muscles. Co-workers immediately applied pressure, immobilization, and called emergency services. Paramedics arrived approximately 20 minutes later and found Jared semi-conscious with labored breathing. Antivenom was administered en route to the hospital. However, inland taipan venom acts extremely fast, causing neurotoxicity and internal bleeding. Upon arrival at Cairns Hospital, he went into respiratory failure and was placed on ventilatory support. Despite multiple antivenom doses and critical care intervention, he suffered cardiac arrest 2 hours after admission. Attempts at revival were unsuccessful. King cobra bite. Nakhon Si Thammarat, Thailand, 2018. On July 3, 2018, at a rural village in southern Thailand, 46-year-old snake rescuer Akara Dek responded to a call about a large king cobra near a rubber farm around noon. He had experience with venomous snakes and used standard rescue tools. During the capture, the cobra reversed direction faster than expected and struck his left hand. Witnesses reported that he froze for several seconds before stepping back. Within minutes, he felt numbness spreading from his arm to his chest. Severe respiratory distress followed shortly after. Villagers attempted to drive him to the district hospital, but he lost consciousness within 10 minutes. Medical staff attempted ventilation and antivenom therapy, but his breathing had already collapsed due to neurotoxic shutdown. He was declared dead shortly after arrival. Black mamba bite. Limpopo Province, South Africa, 2019. On March 21, 2019, at around 4:40 p.m., 28-year-old field guide Nathan was leading a wildlife survey near Hoedspruit, Limpopo. He stepped across a fallen log without realizing a black mamba was resting in a crevice below it. The snake delivered 2 rapid strikes to his calf. Nathan radioed for assistance, but immediately began experiencing blurred vision, sweating, and difficulty standing. Co-workers reached him within minutes but noted that his breathing was becoming shallow. They attempted to keep him calm and applied pressure immobilization. Emergency responders arrived after approximately 35 minutes. By this time, he was unresponsive. CPR was initiated during transport, and antivenom was administered as soon as they reached the medical facility. Despite continuous resuscitation, he went into cardiac arrest caused by rapid neurotoxic paralysis and was pronounced dead soon after arrival. Eastern brown snake bite. New South Wales, Australia, 2016. On January 26, 2016, in the suburb of Lake Macquarie, 27-year-old construction worker David noticed a snake near his back shed while cleaning debris around 5:30 p.m. Believing it to be non-venomous, he attempted to move it using a small rake. The eastern brown snake reacted defensively and bit him on the finger. He dismissed the bite initially and continued cleaning. Within 15 minutes, he became lightheaded and collapsed inside his home. A family member called emergency services, reporting difficulty breathing and seizures. Paramedics arrived quickly and administered antivenom, but the venom had already triggered severe clotting failure and cardiac complications. He went into cardiac arrest while being transferred to John Hunter Hospital. Despite prolonged attempts to stabilize him, he did not survive the envenomation. 6. Krait bite. Uttar Pradesh, India, 2015. On August 10, 2015, in a village near Bareilly, 19-year-old student Nitesh was sleeping on a woven cot inside his family home. Kraits often enter houses at night, and sometime around 2 a.m., he was bitten on the foot while asleep. He woke with mild discomfort but assumed it was a minor insect bite. Over the next 2 hours, he developed difficulty keeping his eyes open and increasing weakness in his limbs. Family members noticed he was unable to speak clearly and rushed him to a local clinic. The clinic lacked antivenom and referred him to the district hospital. During the 2-hour travel, his breathing slowed progressively. By the time he arrived, he was in respiratory failure. Doctors attempted intubation and administered antivenom, but the venom's neuroparalytic effects had already shut down his respiratory muscles. He was pronounced dead shortly afterward. 7. Saw-scaled viper bite. Sindh, Pakistan. 2014. On May 29, 2014, in rural Sindh near Khairpur, 32-year-old cotton field laborer Shahnaz was harvesting crops when she reached into a densely grown patch around 11 a.m. A saw-scaled viper hidden beneath the foliage struck her hand. She immediately felt burning pain and swelling. Co-workers carried her to a motorcycle for transport to a nearby clinic nearly 25 minutes away. By the time she arrived, she had begun bleeding from the gums and developed severe abdominal pain. The clinic had no anti-venom supply, and she was referred to Civil Hospital Khairpur. The delay proved critical. By the time she reached the hospital roughly 3 hours after the bite, she was in shock from internal bleeding. Despite attempts to stabilize her and administer anti-venom, she died from venom-induced hemorrhage. 8. Coastal taipan bite. Northern Territory, Australia. 2012. On November 5, 2012, in Arnhem Land, 32-year-old Ranger Michael was conducting fieldwork around 10:15 a.m. when he encountered a coastal taipan near a rocky outcrop. While attempting to move away, he slipped on loose gravel and the snake struck his thigh. He alerted his team, reporting immediate tingling, sweating, and rapid onset of breathing difficulty. Pressure immobilization was applied, and emergency extraction was initiated. A rescue helicopter arrived after approximately 40 minutes. Medics noted he was barely breathing and rapidly losing consciousness. Multiple doses of antivenom were administered during the flight. Despite reaching Royal Darwin Hospital within the hour, he suffered cardiac arrest shortly afterward. Resuscitation attempts failed due to extensive neurotoxic and coagulopathic damage. If you want more incident breakdown videos, subscribe and comment your suggestions.